Streamlabs is choking a little bit there. All right, I think we're actually here now. Hi everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Aliit by Beskar. My internet is being very unstable right now. As 3PO would put it, I don't believe this internet connection is entirely stable. But we're gonna try and get through this because it's improved somewhat since we first started to try. So we're gonna try and get through this, and hopefully the internet won't die on us. If the stream does go down while you're watching, give it about 10 seconds and hit refresh, and it'll probably be back. But yeah, before we jump into the story and everything, I'm gonna real quickly talk about sponsors, which there will be links in chat for that. Fundamental RPG, really cool D20 system that you can use for high fantasy, sci-fi, and everything in between. You can pick that up on Amazon, or if you want the digital version, which is currently on sale until the end of the month, you can do so at coffee.com/raven/shop. Like it says at the bottom of the screen. Oh, it just dropped out. 1 sec. Is it back? Is it back? Mm-hmm. All right, so like it says at the bottom of the screen, just add /shop to the end of that. And you can also get free character sheets there as well. Also at that same website, you can find Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life, apparel, drinkware, accessories, all kinds of cool stuff with a tabletop or adventure theme. I'm currently using an Intrepid mug for my tea while we're playing. So you can see that's what the logo looks like, kind of the theme. It's pretty neat. You can pick up some really cool stuff there. And then finally, Die Hard dice, which are incredible dice. They sent me these really cool prismatic rainbow dice, this whole set this month. And they look good in the camera, but they look even more amazing up close. They're really cool. I highly recommend them. But you can pick up your set or a bunch of other incredible dice at dieharddice.com. Just use the code BlackFeatherMay, all one word, capital B, capital M, and you can get 10% off your entire order. Very cool stuff. And then finally, if you want to catch up on this show or others on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. All of our shows that were running previous seasons are currently, I believe, up to date. There are some new shows that just started this season that aren't quite up there yet, but they should be very soon. So yeah, you can catch up on everything there. All that out of the way, we'll do some intros of everybody. So starting with the top left, V, tell us a little bit about Anaka and yourself.
The pure panic speed of trying to get through that whole intro under the fear of dropping out was incredible.
Thanks.
But, we managed it with only a single little blip. But as for me, hi, I'm Vanessa. I am a traditional artist. I work primarily in watercolor and pencil sketch, as well as some digital art. And if you'd like to take a look at any of my work, you can certainly do so. I have an art Twitter, which is @PepperoDraws. That's Peppero like the candy. And I'll pop it into chat there as well. So it's an easy click for you if you'd like. Oh goodness, what else? Anaka. I play Anaka. I brain fart for a second there. I was like, what am I supposed to be saying? Anaka is a dark force using Togruta, with a bit of a secretive past that she has not let anybody else in on very much as of right now. So maybe we'll get to see some of that in the coming episodes. But for now, yeah, she's just kind of the strong, silent type of the group, and sometimes she bites back. But yeah, that's Anaka.
Awesome. Dropped again for a moment. Hey, that's cool. That time it didn't drop out completely. It just took a very long time to send the information and get it back. All right, we're back. So Nikki, tell us a little bit about Ilsa and yourself.
Okay, I do things. And sometimes and Ilsa is an Imperial Stormtrooper school dropout who has recently discovered she has force sensitive. She's quiet about the details of her past, but they appear to be Imperial ties as she seems to understand their society and can speak with the accent and act just like a spoiled teenager on a fast track to becoming a lieutenant. She also enjoys turning a ship into her space cottage. Well, she shares it with everyone, I guess. Her TIE fighter is the cottage. That's her cottage. I guess everybody else shares the other one with her. She likes listening to stories, drinking tea, staring into the sense of being on a ship. She has a rat ferret, and she has a giant carnivorous plant that they're probably stuck with it for a while.
Yep. That's gonna be fun. Awesome. Next we've got Hope. Tell us a little bit about Muxo and yourself.
Hope Tracy. You can find me at Hope Tracy71 on Twitter. Also Monday nights on Milady Saito's channel for Tales of Drahi, where I play a why not wild magic sorcerer. Though in 2 weeks we're gonna go on break and then spend the next 4 weeks doing all kinds of short campaigns. I'm definitely gonna be in the underwater one that's on at the same time on Mondays. Also, you can find me here on Thursdays, obviously. Here we are. And on Saturday here for Necromantic, where I play Teddy, who is a big burly technophant who's just a little, he's grouchy. He's grouchy boy, and it's like an elegant dystopia. It doesn't hurt that it's set in Florence. Muxo she's a Mandalorian, and she is, if Ace Rimmer from Red Dwarf and Leslie Hall had 7 children and were farmers, and she would be the middle child. If we ever were to meet them, they would be just like Ace Rimmer and Leslie Hall. Fan cast. She's, as the middle child, of course, she feels like a little invisible, so she counters that by being bright and brightly colored. She wears a gold bodysuit under her hot pink armor, and she's in everyone's business, as it should be. That's what families do, Jai. They're in people's business. Wrong.
Speaking of Jai, Matt, tell us a little bit about Jai and yourself.
Hello, I'm Matt Hoadley. I'm a all-around content creator of all sorts of messes and projects. I made a Kyber crystal today. That's unimportant to anything. I just did it and I'm proud of it. I play Jai Soren, who is a sweet summer child, son of a clone trooper, and now the adopted son of 2 Mandalorian dads. He's growing up and he hates it. It hurts. He doesn't like it, and he's learning what parts of himself need to be stripped away and changed and evolved, and it's a mess. It's all a mess. Being an adult should be easier.
Yeah. All right. And then normally we would have Mr. Parr here with us. He wasn't able to make it this week, but definitely go check out his stuff at Parr Professional on Twitter. And he's currently playing Greykiss, and a very interesting Ewok with some sort of Force connection, though it's a little unclear exactly how so far. But for this week, Greykiss, the Ewok, will be running around the ship, randomly crashing into things with Locke, the very old droidica murder bot that is also part of the crew. And that just leaves me. I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related or streaming related. There's my link tree in chat. It's just linktr.ee/theraven. I guess that's below my face. And then, yeah, I play everyone else in the galaxy, including Kieran Lal, who's a former Jedi who has sort of just been sort of adopted into the ship. She's here. She's dealing with some pretty heavy stuff from being tortured by Sith for a couple months, and leaving the Jedi Order. So yeah, that's fun. When we left off last session, the plan was to head to the indoor system, so not right outside the planet, but in the same sort of solar system, and then Muxo was going to head off, I believe, in your TIE Defender with a probe to launch in there, and we're going to try to figure out, is there a Zadu to go rescue? What's the situation look like? Why is there literally zero comm traffic coming out of the system? Like, internet and communications wise, it's like the system doesn't exist, which is really bizarre. So that's pretty much where we left off, and I think you were well on your way to the indoor system, just outside of it, I think, when we left off.
Yeah, and the Kipper is painted with stealth paint.
Oh yeah, you got the stealth paint for that, and I think, Jai, you were using something similar for the A-Wing too, right?
I just had black paint, but if there was extra stealth paint, I will haphazardly add that to the mix.
Yeah. Let's say there's enough for the Kipper, and then there's enough left over that you could probably add like pinstripes or something like that. If you put it in a fancy pattern, it will be similarly effective.
Yeah, it'll be confusing for the sensors. Like,
that's exactly what Jai will do. He does not think that will work. Like, he doesn't know that that's what the effect is going to be when he does it. He's just like, I'm painting this for Anaka. So he's just like, well, she's got like the fancy patterns. I'll do fancy patterns on this. No matter that it's a black on a black paint, like 2 shades of black, that's not really, that's neither here nor there in the conversation. But if it has an effect and makes it stealthy, bonus. That's totally what he'll go with later when he tries to sell Anaka on it.
If it helps, one paint is black and the other paint is a slightly darker black.
So one is like gloss black and one is like Vanta black. Yeah. Perfect.
Pretty much.
I love that Jai is just like, I'm going to put some Togruta marks on this ship for the Togruta.
He's an idiot, okay?
No, I love it. That's perfect.
he tries real hard to not be, but he's an idiot still. None of y'all have looked at my character sheet. His wisdom's on mine is an 8, and his intelligence is only a 16. So he's very smart, but he's an idiot.
Oh, I gotcha. All right. Aside from that, is there anything else that you all wanted to do before Muxo goes off on this scouting mission?
I feel like Jai is going to, like, at the dinner table just before we drop out of hyperspace, Jai's going to be like, all right, so who's going to be flying the ship once we get in? He just kind of like looks at Ilsa and Kieran and Anaka and goes, which one of you 3 is flying the ship when we get in system? And I'm going to be on one of the guns. That's
just need to hide out.
Oh, but we still have to get to a hideout, right?
You don't even have to come in the system if you don't want to. I do have hyperdrive.
Yes, but we have extra guns. And he says, we have extra guns in case when things go bad.
When things go bad, it'll be too late.
They better not go bad. We haven't finished an argument yet, Muxo.
You don't care. It's fine.
Jai just gets up and like walks to the gun turret. It's like, one of y'all pilot.
Kieran, assuming nobody else like jumps in and says, I'll pilot. Okay, then Kieran will after a moment be like, very awkwardly, I can just fly. It's fine.
Yeah, Ilsa's folded her arms and she's like, she doesn't take orders.
I love that. Yeah, Kieran's like the mom and dad are fighting, so I'm just gonna go do the thing, and maybe they won't fight anymore. That's kind of the energy Kieran has when she offers to fly the ship.
Now that we have a plan to like go back, Muxo's in a better mood and is not gripping her arm anymore. So like, because we're
That's
gonna
good.
do it. Well, Muxo's gonna do it. The right thing. The right thing to do.
Okay. I just quickly pulling up some stats for things that are going to be where you're going.
Some DCs.
I don't like the
worry
sound of
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
now.
fine.
See, you say don't worry about it, and it immediately makes me worry about it.
Okay, then be very worried about it.
Great. Now I'm
See, now I'm
extremely
more
worried about
worried
it.
about it.
Look,
I can't win.
everyone, I have like 6 destiny points. It's fine.
Raven,
Yeah,
I stopped
it's
trusting
fine.
you about 3 episodes into Animus Absentus, so
I mean, fair.
I'm not incorrect.
You're not. Anyways, in that case, Muxo, could I get a pilot roll from you? Let's go with 3 pilot rolls, and a stealth roll for your ship, with a +5.
Okay. I also want to say, because this is a role-playing game, that I'm going to tell you about my strategy.
Absolutely.
Once Muxo gets into the debris field, she's going to try to find some sort of like still vaguely electrically active bits of debris, like with magnetrons or something that has like a kind of confusing field around it, and then she's gonna like skim from layer to layer and like drift with one of those pieces for a little while and then move further in, and then drift behind another piece and move further in. So she's not just zipping through. She actually is. This is her stealth strategy, is to like
Okay.
be in something that like camouflages a bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, could I get a
I will give you pilot checks.
also I may have just made Kieran's character sheet pop up for everyone. If so, I
Yes.
apologize.
That's fine,
Ignore
I got
that. I clicked the wrong button. Let's
it.
go with a
is in my
knowledge, either
Rather
knowledge
close.
tactics or knowledge technology. You can use either one to pull off this strategy.
Okay. I have
In
to be able
addition
to
to the
figure out
pilot
the
rolls.
Yeah.
I like where you're thinking, though. I like where your head's at.
I had a good time with this in my head over the course of the week. I do. Ooh. Well, they're the same. So, for the sake of, I want to do tactics,
Okay.
even though they're the same modifier. Let's.
You do have an advantage available if you want to, or you can use force points if you have them.
I'm gonna use the advantage first.
All right.
The pilot rolls, I'm full on gonna use destiny points if I have to.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Maybe I'm not doing this. Maybe I'm smarter than my character, which I find hard to believe.
I will say, with the okay, you can add that in. All right, so that's a 14. It's good enough. You're gonna have a little bit of difficulty finding these like confusing reading things, and I'll explain why in a minute.
Sure.
But long story short, it'll work. It's just not pretty.
It doesn't feel daring.
Yeah, there's a lot of oh crap, not that close, that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Check number
it's not pretty, but you achieve what you set out to do.
Okay, so first pilot roll.
Okay.
Which is not actually that good a roll. That's a 9.
Oh wow.
I had 17.
And then I need to roll for this thing.
And then stealth. Okay.
Okay, not that one.
Okay, stealth not so great. That is not very good.
Perception is that on that one, and then perception is... Okay, it's the same on that one.
Okay. So I did add another force point.
Okay. So it's 19.
I'm not worried. This is fine. Actually, Muxo is fine. She's utterly fearless. This is what she does.
Holy cow. I had 3 bad rolls in a row. So you surprisingly just barely succeeded with the stealth rolls. By like 1 point in 2 cases. So the
well,
force
I
point
rolled
was
3 pilot and 1 stealth?
Yeah, the pilot just make sure you didn't like crash into anything.
Yeah.
But like my perception rolls that I was rolling, you beat by 1 point.
Okay.
So the force
So I'm
point saved you there.
through. Yeah, I'm skimming through these like almost. At some point, they're gonna like turn into like rings almost. That's how I'm envisioning them.
Yeah, that
But
makes
they're not
sense.
quite flattened yet. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I didn't add the 5. Okay, so I'm sure you did.
oh right, the 5. So yeah,
Yeah.
you were actually totally fine.
Okay.
I mean, you still needed the force point because you needed 6 to beat it
Mhm.
above what you rolled initially. But yeah, you're good.
Excellent.
And the thing that you messaged me about will happen before what I'm about to describe, just as a heads up. It'll make sense in a second. So when you get into the system and you start trying to scan for these pieces of broken ships and debris and things that might confuse sensors, you plot out like 2 or 3 of them from a distance, and then as soon as you get near one, all of your comm and your sensors, it's not like your cockpit goes completely dead, but just about all the instruments in it become completely useless.
Oh, time to pull out the skills.
Yeah. So that's why you have a hard time finding, kind of plotting your course from spot to spot, because you're having to do so basically with visual skills only.
That's kind of exciting for her, honestly.
Yeah. So, which with your pilot skills, your pilot roles, you were able to do no problem whatsoever.
Excellent.
But there is, a little bit of panic in the cockpit as you're like, crap, where's the next one? Where's the next one? And as you look out of the...
Yes, I'm pretending I have the force.
Yeah.
Just with my brain.
And as you get through some of this debris field, you're able to find out kind of why your sensors just went down. You probably would get like, that like when you're on a roller coaster and it drops suddenly, or that sort of sinking stomach feeling, that I'm in danger sort of instinctive feeling. You get that, and your skin probably goes a little cold as you look past one of these particularly large pieces of debris, and you can see around the forest moon of Endor. There are very like pitch black colored starships, 2 what look like interdictor class star destroyers, which typically create like false gravity wells that can pull things out of hyperspace.
Oh.
Muxo would know this, but the little spherical sections on the hull that normally house those look a little bit different. They've got like satellite dishes looking things bristling off of it. And then in between them, which is probably what really makes your stomach sink, is something that looks similar to, but is not exactly quite an Executor class Star Destroyer. Which, for any that don't know, was basically like Darth Vader's Star Destroyer in the Return of the Jedi, I believe. The really, really freaking huge one. It's very scary. Like, not quite Death Star level scary, but close.
Yeah.
So that's what's in orbit around the moon. Would you like to launch your probe?
I would.
Okay.
Can I set it with the coordinates that I've estimated?
Yeah, you're able to pretty much do that because it's directly hooked up to your ship. It's mostly just anything that's outgoing. You're having an issue with.
Right, and sensors work by they go out and they come back. Yeah.
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 So could I get a use computer check just to see how effective your probe is going to be, given kind of what you know is happening in the area?
Oh yeah, definitely. Use computer is not my strongest, but. And this is alphabetical. I will remember that this is alphabetical someday. Okay, 21.
21. Okay. Yeah, you do a pretty good job getting this set up, and you launch it out.
Okay.
And it starts giving you back telemetry almost immediately. It is very garbled. It's like when you're trying to listen to a radio station with like your car radio, and you're just like a couple of digits off of the actual radio station, but you can still hear it. That's kind of what it sounds like as it's sending back information. It's almost like a police scanner kind of style, just sort of flipping through frequencies, picking up Imperial chatter as these ships are communicating back and forth. You miss a few words here and there, but a lot of it is coming through. And some things that you're able to kind of pick up through this garbled chatter is that the person in charge is Grand Admiral Thaddeus Fell, is in charge of this fleet. Through the chatter, you're able to find out that these 3 ships are definitely not the only ones in the fleet. They're just the ones currently chilling around the moon. But there's a lot of other of these sort of pitch black Star Destroyers. Mostly Imperial class, some Victory class. You can kind of pick up as it's being talked about. I'm assuming that you're sitting there for quite a while, so you're able to pick up a lot of intel.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grand Admiral Thaddeus Fell's in charge, and you do hear a reference to some people refer to him as Lord, and some of them refer to him as Darth, but the name is Nex, N-E-X. You might even overhear somebody saying, "Those red eyes really creep me out."
Okay. Interesting.
And then V, you'll find this particularly interesting, though Anaka doesn't know about it yet. There is another Grand Admiral referenced, Grand Admiral Tiran Char, which I believe Muxo might remember that name from when you were dealing with the bunker for Admiral Pell. Though at the time he was a Vice Admiral, so now he's been promoted to Grand Admiral. And
Wait, wasn't that the guy that I was sassing?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good.
And Dala's name is also mentioned as essentially being absorbed into the fleet. They're in the process, like a merger process. So this is all the intel that you're able to pick up through chatter. I'm assuming this probably takes somewhere around like 3 hours of just sort of sitting there, picking up radio transmissions and kind of sifting through all of that. You do hear reference of a few prisoners that have been taken, mostly rebels. There is reference of a couple of Twi'lek prisoners, but they don't mention any names specifically. So you're not sure if that's
oh yeah,
Xadu
it
that
would
they're
definitely
talking about?
perk up
Or
at
not.
the sound of Twi'lek, yeah.
Yeah.
And I am waiting for the probe to arrive at the place that we seared the trees down for him to land.
Yeah.
I didn't know. We didn't actually talk about what what the probe is going to be doing, so you can tell me.
This is pretty much what it's doing, like just as it's floating through the system.
Mhm.
But you got a pretty good use computer roll, so I will say that it probably the last thing it transmits to you before it just the signal gets lost is a grainy picture of a crashed TIE Defender on the forest moon. It looks like whoever was in it probably could have survived that crash, though it would have been pretty rough. The cockpit itself is pretty intact. But that's about all you're really able to tell. You can't see anybody inside of it.
Oh no.
So there's no body or anything in there. You can tell that much.
Awesome. This resolves nothing for her. Okay.
But yeah. Bottom line is the place is crawling with Imperials, and very not normal looking Imperials. And there's definitely a Sith here.
Yeah, there is. Okay. Well, lost track of the probe. Not going to get any more information. Like, Muxo doesn't care about dying, but...
It's funny you mention that, because shortly after you lose contact with the probe, you notice that the one of those interdictors is moving away from the moon towards your position.
Oh, shit.
Probably get the idea that it would be a good time to leave.
Yes, should do that. Excellent.
Also, pausing there, hopping back over to the main ship, Ilsa, Anaka, and Jai, this may be of interest to you. If anybody tries to contact Mooks over, the following 4 hours or so, there is zero contact.
We're in system, right? Like just on the edge of it. Is that where we deployed? Can we see any of these ships? Like, can we scan this area and see what's in orbit?
Not quite. To use like a real life analogy, you're about like where Pluto is.
Okay.
And Muxo's like Mars,
deeper in,
roughly. Yeah.
All right.
So you can tell that the planets are there, but that's about it.
So we
You
can
might
see
even
her
pick
or
up some of the debris field. Sorry, what was that?
we cannot see her or contact her.
Correct. Which the latter is a little bit concerning, because normally at this range you'd be able to be in contact with them.
But we knew that there wasn't any communication out.
Yeah.
But that should have been like in system communication should still be working. Jai's gonna start doing like a full diagnostic on what's going on, because that's worrying.
Give me a use computer roll.
Okay. Uh, 26.
All of the ship systems are working perfectly.
So Jai like had climbed down from the gunnery port and was like hopped into the cockpit and started tapping some things. It just goes like sits back when he sees everything's in the green and orange. It just like sits back in his chair. Just says, Kieran.
Yeah.
Get us on an exit vector and program a jump.
Okay.
Something's very wrong. All our systems work. We're fine, but there's not even inter-system communication.
What did you get on your use computer? 26. I'll also tell you this, because that actually is a pretty high roll. There's not even like cosmic background noise coming in from there.
Yeah, so just like it's something is blocking literally everything. Kieran, I can't hear the sun.
You can't hear the sun.
the radiation, like nothing. Literally, if we could not see those planets, I could not tell you they were there.
It's obligatory. I have to. Kieran just responds, I got a bad feeling about this.
Jai just looks at her and just goes, like, space magic?
Yes, and or both.
Okay, I'm gonna go get in the gun now. And he like hits the intercom button on the way out and just goes like, hey friends, something's bad up here in this system. Just like we might have to scamper real quick once Muso gets back. So everything's fine. Everything's fine. And Jai gets back into the gunnery turret and is like, this was a bad idea. This was a bad idea. No, this was a bad idea.
Okay.
He's just
Kieran's
like muttering to himself the whole time.
Kieran's basically got everything set up to where she just has to push a button and you jump out of here. All right, so hopping back over to Muxo.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're starting to move towards you. You feel like it'd be a good idea to,
Skedaddle.
Yeah.
I've got a mission now.
That's good.
Gotta live through this. I've got stuff to do.
Could I get a pilot roll from you to successfully kind of retrace your steps out of the debris field and get to a point where you can jump out?
I don't like that roll. That was a 3. I have a mission. I'm going to use a destiny point.
Okay.
I don't think a 20 is going to get me out of here. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it'll get you out with complications.
Ooh. Actually, that sounds interesting. What kind of complications? What are you offering?
I can't tell you what the complications are. You gotta take success with complications or destiny point for full success.
Ooh. I want to know. Success with complications.
Okay. So you're able to retrace your steps decently well.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is a debris field where things had exploded. And as we know, momentum tends to stay nearly constant in space because there's nothing to stop it from moving. So the debris field is constantly shifting. So some of the paths that you thought were clear are not so anymore. And there's some loud banging noises as bits of debris hit the side panels of the TIE Defender.
My armor's rowdy.
Yeah, it's scraping things up a little bit. Starts to really kind of take off that stealth paint that you had. And it's not like, all the paint is off or anything like that, but you're definitely more visible than you were before. And you can see, like, on your back monitor or something like that, that the Interdictor Star Destroyer has launched fighters. And they're coming your way. They're still a little ways off. But they definitely know someone's been here and they're coming in your direction. Yeah, so the complications being that you've definitely been spotted, and some of that paint's been scraped off, and you probably have some minor damage that Jai will need to look at when you get back. Nothing that's going to prevent you from flying, but you took a little damage. But finally, you are at a spot where you can make the jump to hyperspace. You're through the debris field. So I just need one more pilot check to make sure you get out. Which one? Good enough.
Okay. I used them all up, I guess.
Yeah, you're out of the debris field, so it's not nearly as challenging. You just got to plot a course and punch it in, and you're able to do so. Do you plot a course directly to the rendezvous coordinates, or do you go somewhere else first?
I gotta think. I'm gonna go a little.
As you're trying to think.
No, I mean
weirdly,
I've got to think. So I'm going to go a little beyond the rendezvous point, out of sight of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't mean I need to think.
No,
Muxo
I know.
Yeah.
I was just saying, as Muxo is doing this, weirdly the ship speakers, it must be some sort of glitch or something, but the Imperial March just starts getting louder and louder in the cockpit until she hits the button. It's bizarre. I'm joking. It's just for effect. But yeah, you're able to get past the rendezvous point. Once you're there, you're pretty sure you weren't followed.
Yeah, so...
And you can communicate again. Your instruments and comms are working again.
Okay. Muxo is going to hail the ship real quick on video.
All right. Kieran is in the cockpit. Anybody else?
Jai's up in the gunnery turret, but he can
No,
probably...
Also sulking.
All right. Jai, if you want to take it from the gun turret, you absolutely can.
Sure.
Jai.
Muxo, hey, cool. You still exist. That's great news. Please get back to the ship. We have to go. This place is bad.
Feel free to go.
No.
I'm just calling to let you know that I did make it. But
Okay.
I have a mission that I don't think the rest of you share, so I'm headed out. Good luck to you.
What?
And she shuts off the comms. And heads back to Tatooine.
Okay.
I'm switching characters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you that was a bad time for my brain to just go completely blank.
It's because
you
I'm so
send-
dramatic and cool.
That was very dramatic and very cool. Wow, no, my ADHD was just like, nope, no brain, no thought. Intel. Do you send them the intel that you gathered?
Yeah, it'll be in like the background of the video message that she was sending.
Okay.
And I would say about a half an hour later, Ilsa's tablet will light up with a message from Muxo. It's a text message. And it says essentially, I don't think this is the place for me to be. Take care of yourself, kid. No one else is going to do it for you. Muxo. And not for it to be a personal message, that lets Ilsa know that Muxo does care and appreciates that Ilsa kind of stood up for her, but like not really informative.
She's just going to throw her tablet and not talk to anybody.
All right. Okay. So, Kieran comms up to the gun turret. So what now?
Get us out of here.
All right. And with that, she hits the button, and anybody that's looking out of a window can see the stars turn into lines and do the whole streaking across the window thing as the ship goes into hyperspace. And I think that's actually a good spot to take a break. So when we come back, we'll find out where the crew's going to go from here and what we're going to do about this other Sith and new ships that are
That was a
showing
lot.
up. Yeah. So go hydrate, grab snacks, that sort of thing, stretch your legs, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Be right back. All right, we are back. Yes, mostly. There we go. Now I'm back. Took it a second to load in my webcam. Um, so yeah, lots of new information that just dropped for the crew. And then we were talking a little bit over break that you're going to go back to the system where Admiral Pell's Dark Trooper facility was to take some recon there.
Yeah, we figured this part of the loop. We would check it on Endor because Muxo wanted to do that, and then we would jump over to this place, check out for Bevan because of the troop movements. Figured maybe there's something weird. Maybe there's an opportunity here. If all the Imperial forces are being reassigned, there might be an opportunity. And Bevan could know that, and then we'll report back in.
All right.
And it's definitely not that we all need time to decompress.
Fair. All right.
You
So
should
it's gonna
be
take.
happy, Jai.
Jai is mad. Jai wants to go find a Saxon and throw him into a sun.
I mean, that's always a fun idea. It's gonna take you.
This
a couple
time
of
I'm
days
just
to
gonna
get there.
fly a TIE Defender into him.
That might work. That might do it. So it's going to take you a couple of days to get there. So you've got, over that course of a couple of days, you do hear Locke and Grakus causing commotion. There are some crates that have been knocked over, a couple of non-essential things that have been broken. That happens. What about Anaka, Ilsa, and Jai? Kieran is around doing normal Kieran stuff, so if you want to interact with her, you can, but she's not doing anything particularly special.
Jai did bounce the data Muxo gave us to Anaka, mostly because his other more or less Imperial person on the ship isn't answering her data pad or her phone, and okay. So Anaka has that data to look at because Jai's not going to know what to do with it.
Quite
Guy's just
frankly,
gonna
I'm a
stare.
little insulted that you would not think of your best friend first. That's a little rude, don't you think?
If I knew there was force magic happening, it would have gone to you first.
I am just completely. This is unacceptable.
You want to go steal one of those ships? There looked like there was a big one.
I love that Jai's first instinct is always, can we steal that ship? And then you see a better ship and you're like, no, let's steal this ship.
That ship's good, but have you considered this ship? It's
Love that. In terms of getting that information from Jai, yeah, Anaka would probably go through it at first. But then, you know what? Seeing perhaps something of note that piques her interest, she would go through it a little more diligently to see what's there.
Okay.
Ilsa's packing up. She's grabbing her plants now. Not the one in the brig.
so are you doing this just in your room with the door closed?
No,
or-
she's going around and grabbing her stuff. Her decorations.
If Jai sees this, Jai's gonna just like sit down at the kitchen table and watch this for a minute. Just go like, so where you going?
Going home.
Okay. Do you want us to take? I'm gonna put my feet all over your parents' furniture if we go to your place.
But I'm going. You're not going.
Why aren't we going? We can take you. The hyperdrive is not broken.
No, they you don't want to go see them.
But they're your parents. They're probably cool. Are they cool? Are your parents cool?
No, they're not my parents, but I'm going home.
Oh. Okay.
You're all leaving anyway.
I'm. Okay. Yes. People are leaving. I have a different plan. can I offer you something to blow up? This is literally how Jai does interpersonal communication now. He does not know how to do anything else.
Are you leaving too?
No. I put a lot of work into this boat. And y'all are really cool. Y'all are like the only people that I can rely on outside of my dad's. And I don't actually know where they are right now.
Okay, but I'll blow something up, but you can't leave. You have to promise not to leave.
Jai stands up, takes off his helmet, and just like puts it on the table and puts his hands on top of him to be like, I promise on the armor of my ancestors not to leave.
Okay. We have another problem. I've already told my family I was going back home.
Jai just like puts his helmet back on, sits back down, just goes like, okay, do you like your family?
So it's just going to get really quiet.
I feel like Anaka would probably wander in during this conversation and like cross her arms and lean against the door. And, you know, Jai says, oh, your family and stuff. And Anaka goes, have you just considered pretending you're dead?
Ooh, I can make that happen. I'm real good with a computer.
You're gonna kill Ilsa, is that what you're saying, Jai? That's not quite what I had in mind, but
well, like,
I mean, I suppose it would work.
No, she's got force magic, and I know like Mandos are supposed to be real good at that, but there's like 3 of you on the ship, and y'all would team up on me, and I don't want to blow up the whole ship. No, I could delete the record and make it look like Ilsa died. I could also make her look like an admiral.
Anaka just kind of like rolls her eyes and shakes her head, seeing as her sarcasm did not register correctly here. But she just silently moves into the room and doesn't carry on with the conversation, lets you do what you need to do.
If you think they would fall for it, I don't know. They're kind of connected.
Okay. Connected to who? Do we know this? Hold on. Does Jai know this? No. Okay. No. So connected to who? Wait, you're not really Pel's niece, are you?
I don't think so.
Because, like, look, if you're actually really Pel's niece, then we're definitely going to your parents' house. We could get so much information. I could blow up so many Imperial things.
Also just gets quiet. No, they're just really connected.
Anaka, do you think we could maybe lean on them?
Anaka turns around and looks at you and she's like, what were you saying?
Well, Ilsa wants to go home and her parents are really connected to people. And she still hasn't answered me if she likes them or not. But maybe we could all go pay them a surprise visit and get information out of them. You could lean on them. Be like the spooky magic person with the red saber. That means something to those kind of people, right?
Hold that for me yet. Oh no. I definitely can't go home.
Oh, do they not know your force magic?
No, they sent me to stormtrooper school because I made a few mistakes. Yeah.
What if we change your records in the Imperial database and we make it so that you're like real important in the Empire, and then we go steal you a uniform?
Okay.
Boom! Anaka, where should we go to do all that?
Anaka is just standing there looking between the two of you, and just kind of quietly says to herself, "You really don't need much prompting for your boneheaded schemes, do you? This is
No,
interesting."
literally the bare minimum of a push is all I need to get going. In my defense, they usually work.
And I got in trouble for trying to do a cheating scheme last school year. And basically all we did was steal the teacher's key. Well, I stole it and got a lot of trouble for that.
Jai's just looking at it and just goes, "That's what you got?" Okay, so first of all, Anaka, we need to teach her, right? So she can do a better scheme, yeah?
Love that.
Anaka puts her hands on her hips and just looks at you and just shakes her head in disbelief. That's the main message you've received from this discussion.
That's not all I got in trouble for, okay? I got in trouble for a lot, but my family talked the school out of expelling me, so I left.
I mean, it probably would benefit us on the whole if you were better at scheming and coming up with plans. Yes, Jai, I suppose that would be an interesting curriculum, to say the least.
Oh,
Wait,
boy.
no school.
No. Practical. We learn in the field. I learned how to shoot my rifle at like 8 years old with my dad's.
And you know, Ilsa, the good part about learning on the job is that if you fuck it up and get yourself killed, then you don't have to wallow in the embarrassment of having fucked it up. You'll just be dead. So, I mean, it's really a win-win situation if you think about it.
Okay, but no one's dying.
I'm not going to get killed just because you think I'm going to get killed.
Good, no dying.
Well,
No
then
one's dying.
use that as motivation. Prove me wrong. Perhaps you'll die in the field, perhaps you won't. You'll just have to show me that you can do it.
Oh
I
my
won't
God,
die.
why did I invite
What?
you to this conversation?
Anaka gives you a look of, you made this bed, now you need to sleep in it. This is what you've started. This is the help I'm giving you. You have to take it.
Thanks, I hate it.
Uh,
Okay, so we teach you to scheme, not in the classroom, and then we go and put muddy boots all over your family's furniture, and then profit, steal a ship, blow something up. This all sounds like a great day.
Well, the furniture is not washable. It's specially imported.
Ilsa, thank you. That makes me want to get my boots even muddier.
You know, Jai, for someone who just suggested that we teach Ilsa how to properly concoct a plan from A to B to C to D, you sure do know how to miss a few steps.
Oh, no. Someone else needs to do the plan. I go in and blow the shit up. Also,
So-
pack?
So then why are you going to be the one to teach Ilsa how to make a plan?
I'm not, you
can't
are.
Oh, okay. All right. I see.
I'm here for moral support and
Hmm.
for positive attitude and for punching a goddamn Saxon into the sun. Wait, hold on. That's not what we're talking about. And then blowing something up.
Right. Well, yes, I'm sure we'll come up with something.
Kieran is just standing like towards the back of the room or in the hallway, depending on where you are, with her arms crossed, just smirking, listening to this entire conversation.
Do I tell them that we're going to a different planet instead of where I told them I thought we were going? Because I wrote them when I was in my room.
Oh, they're coming here.
No, they're coming in. Okay, out of character. Where? What planet would they like?
Probably
Kind of a neutral
Bastion.
Okay,
If they're Imperials.
okay. I told them to meet us. at
Mad.
Hell yes, let's go to Bastion. I'm sorry, go ahead.
and they were going to take me home, and I would go back to school. Wait, that's not a good plan at all.
I mean, presumably you would have told him like Tatooine, right? Because that's where we're next going to be at, like a starport.
I think that's why I was asking, because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, this crew is most often at Tatooine spaceport when you go to a spaceport. Ilsa's family, if they are like a big Imperial family, at this point probably would live on Bastion, which is literally on the other side of the galaxy.
Yeah, and Ilsa has her own ship and is packing, so she could tell them whatever. It wouldn't necessarily have to be where the rest of the ship is going.
That's
Okay.
true as well.
But yeah, they'll be expecting to meet her there. You can see her just angrily writing out, "Everybody's leaving. I hate it here. I want to come home."
Well, I feel like we fixed part of that, hopefully.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, good.
But it still doesn't unsend a message.
That's true. But we want to go to your parents' house. Because there's furniture to be put feet upon.
They're not going to like any of you.
Oh, Ilsa, sweetheart, I don't think that's the point.
That's kind of the opposite. That's kind of a bonus, really. They took our friend and stuck her in stormtrooper school because she wasn't a perfect little angel. We're going to make them feel real bad about that.
They're really not going to like any of you.
Anaka looks you dead in the eyes, gives you that creepy, toothy smile that she does, where you can see all of her teeth and like the sharp ones, and she just says, "Good."
Just don't kill them too hard.
Perfect.
Don't kill them too. All right, we'll kill them softly. How about that?
Oh, wait, hold on. It's that kind of trip? I still have all of this debt cord, and Jai just like pulls explosives out of pockets and is just like, we can have some fun on Bastion.
How did you fit all that in your pockets?
Jai, like, he has his helmet on, but you just know, like, he is like hard squinting at you and just goes like, don't ask questions.
Kieran has been listening this whole time and just looks at you all and goes, "Oh yeah, this group on Bastion, that'll go well." And just shakes her head, not like in a "I hate all of you" kind of way, or like, disapproving way, but just shakes her head and walks off. Anybody that's paying particularly close attention might see the little hint of a smile as she walks away.
That's a good plan, right?
It's certainly a plan, Jai. It's certainly a plan. As she walks down the hall.
Softly, Anaka just says into the air, like, "Oh yes, because the first opinion that I will listen to is someone who is a former Jedi." And there's like heavy emphasis on former, and then when she says Jedi, it almost kind of sounds like a slur of some type. Just like Jedi,
Jedi. I mean, Jedi is a 4-letter word.
There you go.
I do like that we both have the same tone. You say it when you talk about a Jedi, and Jai says it when he talks about a Saxon. It's the exact same tone.
All right. Anything else that you want to do before you get to the planet with the bunker? Aside from this conversation.
How's my good old friend Hazuska doing? I haven't checked in with him in a while. How's he? Just have a conversation with him. How's he feeling? Any thoughts or feelings on the situation? Anaka has gone through this information that Muxo has provided them all with. So, how's he feeling about it?
He certainly has some information. Sorry, Nikki, you look like you were going to say something?
No, just that she's unpacking now.
Okay.
God love her.
Yeah. So yeah, Hazuska is sort of muttering and is like, "If you were gonna get rid of one of the crew members, why didn't you get rid of one of the freaking Jedi?" And has just assumed that getting Muxo off the ship was some elaborate Sith plot that you have had, that you've been, you
Anaka
know,
does
putting
not,
all the pieces into motion this entire time.
Yeah, she does not dissuade him from that thinking.
Well, it was effective.
You do what you're gonna do, Hatsuska. I'm not gonna tell you any differently.
Like, the concept of something just happening and not being part of an elaborate plot by a Sith Lord just does not enter his mind.
I love that.
It's from a very different time and place. So yeah, that's pretty much what he's like, and he's like, interesting. And now we just need to overthrow this Darth Nex and take his place, and you can rule the galaxy.
Rule the galaxy. Anaka. I don't think that gets much of a rise out of Anaka as he probably thinks it will, because that's not her goal at the moment. World domination, galaxy domination is just not. It's not number one on the list. So, you know, she doesn't really respond as heavily to that, I think.
Yeah, anytime that you suggest that's not your priority, it pretty much just get the response of like, that's the only priority.
It must be so interesting to like watch her have a conversation in her head.
I agree.
It's not reassuring, that's for sure.
Galactic domination is definitely too much work. But yeah, that's pretty much his rhetoric is galactic domination, search for power. That's his whole deal.
I feel like whenever Anaka looks for Hatsuska's opinion, she does it with like a mental smirk where she knows this is the answer. Like, she doesn't have to ask. She knows this is the answer she's going to get every time. So she just sits there listening to Hatsuska in her head, like, go on and on about galactic domination. She's like, yeah, absolutely. You know what? Perfectly valid opinion, my guy. That's fantastic.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's it for...
to leave too.
Sorry, what was that?
Ilsa is going to ask Manaka not to leave as well.
Oh.
You would probably get a response from Anaka like, you know, oh, things seem to be getting a little more interesting around here. I don't think I'm gonna leave. You know, I've got to stick around and see what's gonna happen, type of deal.
Promise?
Yes, Ilsa, I promise.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Well then, we can fast forward a little bit. You get to the planet. I can't remember what the name of the planet was, and apparently I didn't write it down. But the planet where Admiral Pell's Dark Trooper factory was, that you've been to a couple of times now. And as you come out of hyperspace and those line streaks of starlight condense down into little points again, you can see, the planet and the moons, and between you and the planet and the moons are two jet black Victory 2 Star Destroyers, and in the middle is one jet black what was the name of it? Gladiator class Star Destroyer. Anaka and Ilsa, I need to use the force rolls from you. Okay.
35.
Roll20 mobile giving you trouble again?
Yes.
If you need to, I can.
Everybody.
Okay. There it goes. 16. Okay. So for Ilsa, you feel a strange disturbance in the force. There's definitely a dark side presence, but that's about all you get from it.
Is it darker than my mood?
Sorry, what was that?
Is it
Cut out for a
darker than my
second.
mood?
Only slightly.
Okay.
For Anaka, you know that sort of expression or feeling that you get when you and somebody, like, you equally dislike each other and you keep running into each other, like, you know, at the store, at the gas station, and you're just like, ugh, this guy again, kind of a feeling.
Yes.
That's the feeling you get through the Force as you sense the presence of Darth Jen.
Okay.
Who very much so senses you back and has that, this person again.
Yeah, okay. She's not gonna say anything or try to reach out through the Force or anything like that. She'll probably just like back off.
Okay. Jai, I assume you're either in the cockpit or in a gun turret.
Honestly, I'm probably just in the cockpit.
Okay. Kieran's just piloting, essentially tell her where to go, and that's what she does. So you see this, what's your reaction? You don't know the part about the Sith, but those are three not insignificant ships.
Jai's just kind of like goes, based on where we are we close enough to scan the planet at all, or are we still too far out?
No, you could scan the where the bunker is and everything if you'd like.
Yeah, I just want to do a quick scan to see if it's still there and seems operational. So basically,
yes,
just like
yes and yes.
Okay. So once I have that, and we see those three ships, Jai's just gonna go like, yeah, okay, we should go. I wouldn't mind trying to steal one of those ships, but those are big, and we're down some people, and I mean, I guess we could always release the rampaging duo on board and just see what happens. But that's probably, he looks at Kieran and just goes, that's a mistake, right? That's bad plan? Bad plan?
Let me check something.
Oh no. Wait, hold on. Why is this not just an immediate no?
I just realized Kieran has the Force. So yeah, she's aware of the Sith on there. She's like, remember the Kaminoan, the whole torture thing? Me?
Uh-huh.
On the middle ship.
Oh, we should. Let's go then. He doesn't like. They don't like us.
Nope, I don't like them either.
I mean, they did give Ilsa a lightsaber, which is cool, but I do still want to steal their ship and throw them into a sun with a Saxon.
Fair.
So is that what we're blowing up?
No, we're running.
Oh, okay.
That's the bad Sith dude with the lightsaber floaty thing. The one that I tried to blow up and failed?
Yeah, but maybe he'll give us more lightsabers.
He might give you more lightsabers. He
How fun.
would absolutely murder me.
They'll absolutely give you more lightsabers. They'll just, not be in the way that you want to receive them. But Kieran's got a 21 on the pilot roll. She is able to get you out of there. before the other ships are able to do anything. However, you do know some valuable information now. There's a Darth Nex on an Executor class jet black Star Destroyer, and now Darth Jin has shown up near Admiral Pell's stuff on a different class of Star Destroyer that is also in the same coloration.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it.
So, metagaming, because I don't think that Jai necessarily would have this thought, but which one's the master and which one's the apprentice?
Boy, that's a real good question, and boy, I hate it, Raven.
All right, just had to throw that out there.
I mean, look, Matt's assumption is that Jin is the master, and that you just had to reintroduce a new dragon, since we have roundly been kicking the tails of all of the Hinch people you've thrown at us so far. Not without cost or pain, but still.
All right. Where to from here? Kieran just went something that's not going to put us in the middle of the sun. Go.
I think we'd said Tatooine.
Okay.
Go back and report to Bevan, basically.
All right. By the time you get to Tatooine, nothing bad happens between here and there. By the time you get back to Tatooine, you are very low on fuel at this point. But you get there without too much of an issue. I presume you want to go talk to Bevan in person, since you're here.
Probably worthwhile, yeah.
Okay. Normal stuff. Go to the cantina. You get led to the back room. There's the command and communication center that Bevan sort of set up in the back of this bar. Who all's going with Jai?
Oh, Anaka has to cause trouble every time they see Bevan now, so she has to go.
Okay.
Perfect.
This has to go. He doesn't want them to just leave her.
Okay. Kieran's also
Everybody's
going.
coming. Yeah. We're leaving the kids with the ship, but Jai has disabled it so that they cannot do anything bad.
Okay. Yeah, Utini and Bevan's there. There's a few other Mandos in the room now, as well. Probably a couple of the clans you would recognize. One or two of them you probably don't. Very different armor on all of them. And then, yeah, Bevan kind of turns to you all. And tilts his head just a tiny bit. He's still got the helmet on. So it just gives you an inquisitive head tilt.
Jai's got basically just like a data disk. It's been like, we got problems.
I've been hearing some problems. What intel do you have?
So we went to Indoor, and then we went back to the droid factory just to check things out. Anyone else been seeing a lot of matte black Star Destroyers zipping around?
Yeah, they're showing up in a lot of places.
Well, Jai just points at the rest of the crew, who is now all Force users except him, and just goes the weird magic people said that there's Sith on board, some of them.
I mean, he's got the helmet on, so you can't see his face. but you can feel him squinting behind the helmet, kind of like you could Jai earlier.
It's a learned trait. It's just one of those things we can do.
Yeah. Mando's just inherently can have facial communication through the helmet. How many Sith?
Jai just kind of like looks at the Mystic Squad.
The Mystic Squad.
Mystic Squad. I love that.
Oh my god.
Hey, Matt's not at all over here trying to provide a snappy name for an All Force Ladies one shot at all.
I was about to say that's a name for a mini series right there.
I would watch that so much.
Oh my goodness. So Anaka and Ilsa, do you
Kieran.
respond to that?
Just all of them, yeah.
Essentially, Kieran will respond if nobody else does. Is how this is going to work.
Anaka to answer.
Anaka go ahead.
We're all just putting our fingers on our nose.
Yeah, pretty much. Anaka like looks to the others who are not saying anything, and she turns back to Bevan and puts that smile back on her face, and she goes, "Well, at least two."
He takes his helmet off and sets it down and starts swearing in Huttese. It's some very colorful phrases. To which Kira nods to Bevan and goes, "Yeah, it's that bad."
I feel like Anaka, wanting to be just, an absolute little shit at this point, she looks at Bevan and goes, "That's not very polite in the presence of ladies." And she pauses, and then looks at Jai, then back to Bevan and goes, "And Jai."
Jai just lets that wash over and just goes, "Yeah, you could at least just curse in Mendoe. I don't even know whatever that mess is."
He's like, "It's not polite things I didn't want to say in front of anyone. That's bad. That means there's a master and apprentice, which means we could have another Palpatine invader on our hands." We should fix that.
Didn't you tell me? Isn't Palpatine not? Didn't you say that Ilsa figured that out?
Sorry, figured out what was it?
That Palpatine was still around.
I think you did sense something like that. Yeah. That maybe Palpatine wasn't. Maybe Palpatine was only mostly dead, not all dead.
Ilsa's going to say, I don't think Palpatine is dead.
What?
I'm pretty sure if you get thrown into a reactor and then the station that you're on explodes, that you're dead.
Yeah, but I kind of thought the other day that he wasn't.
Is this a magic thing?
Probably. I don't know. I'm new to this, remember?
She's got magic now. I would trust her.
Just kind of showed up one day.
I do also trust Anaka, though, so...
Kieran does chime in at that, says maybe he's around as a Force ghost, which is also a problem, but I don't know of any Force techniques that would let you survive something like that.
Well, he's lame, so we shouldn't listen to him anyway.
I that's true, but maybe one problem at a time. What do we do about this new threat? Kieran just suggests to the group.
Blow it up.
Bevan just kind of nods.
Also, you're gonna see this on the disc. There's a real big ship at Endor, like Vaboda. A real big ship. We could put all the Mandos on it. We can steal it.
Bevan just looks at Jai with this, like, it's like when a child suggests the most ridiculous plan you ever heard of, but you just can't help but admire their optimism. That's the expression on Bevan's face.
I appreciate that. But also, have you known any of my plans so far to technically fail? Aha! Now who's the tactical genius?
Bevan just smirks. Still not you. What plan do you have to steal this giant ship?
We get real close to it. And then we take this crazy Force Ewok that we found and we put him on lock, the murder robot, and then we shoot them into the fighter bay. And then about an hour later, we land. And then we eject all of the dead bodies into space, and it's ours.
Jai, I never want to hear you pick on Ilsa for her choice of plans ever again. What the hell are you talking about?
You've met those two. They could easily kill a Star Destroyer.
Real quick, thank you so much, Diesel Shot, for that raid. Welcome in. I hope you had a good stream.
Hey.
We're trying to figure out a plan to steal an Executor class Star Destroyer. It's
totally reasonable.
Going about as well as you would think.
So wait, I'm not
goodness.
the guy's plans.
Yeah. Bevan looks at Jai.
You might have an unexpected ally if that's where the prisoners are being kept. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, who's keeping the prisoners? Maybe we could just put on uniforms to pretend to be the other people.
See, this is how planning works. We get a good idea and we get a flow going, and the next thing you know, the Mando's got a new flying superpowered home. And he like holds out a hand for just one of the rando Mandos in the room to give him a high five because it's the best plan.
They all just turn around and stare at you through their helmets. There's an awkward silence before Bevan moves over to you, Jai, and puts a hand on your shoulder. Just says, I like your energy and your ambition, Jai. But those things hold hundreds of thousands of soldiers. I don't think your droid, and I'm not even going to ask what a force magic Ewok is. I don't think that's going to cut it. So
for sure.
Why don't we focus on crawling before we try to fly a starship?
Jai just looks at him, just goes like, I get the feeling you don't trust me.
Oh, I trust you. You just need a little guidance. And he pulls up a schematic on the screen and says, this is where we start crawling. And then real quick, I just need to double check something. How much crew is on that? How much crew is on this? I need to look up the size of a couple of things to find out what you're seeing on the screen. Because I can't remember off the top of my head how much crew some of these things hold. Okay. Yep, that's gonna be the best one, I think. Unless, what was that ship that you really wanted to get, Matt?
Venator. It is a Venator class. It's the best.
Yeah, it's not that
I love it. Oh my god.
Okay.
Yes, please. The whole top spine of it opens up for spaceships to come out. It's perfect.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with that then. It was between that and one other one. The Venator's a lot larger than I was thinking, but this will still work. This is fine. This will be a little bit of a stripped down version. So yeah, it's a Venator class Star Destroyer from the Clone Wars era. He's like, this is how we crawl first. Let's try to steal this. And it is also jet black. And it is... I need to look at the galaxy map real quick. I had plans for this in my head, but I forgot to plot out a couple of details. Give me 1 second. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. But it is that class of starship at a place, and he starts explaining how the plan is to steal that because the Mandos need a mobile command center.
Jai is like vibrating. He's so excited about this. He's just like, oh my God. My father told me about serving on one of these during the Clone Wars. He like told me a bedtime story about it. It was great. I want one. I want it. We are going to have to repaint it though. That black kind of sucks. Ilsa, color scheme? We don't like black, right? We want colors, right?
Pink.
Jai says, we don't like the black starships. We don't like the color black. And Anaka just like looks down at all her black robes.
No. Your style's great. And I painted. Oh, hey, your A-Wing's ready, and it's all black with other black stripes.
Pink and white with flowers on it.
It seems a little conspicuous, Ilsa.
It's daring them to come and take it.
Gray and white with flowers on it.
See? Style.
I like flowers.
Black
Anaka just kind of
right?
like looks up at the ceiling, like, what have I gotten myself into? And she goes and finds somewhere to sit down.
Start thinking about how we're going to get on that ship.
You really would hate my house. It's got a lot of flowers. They've got a garden. And there's this giant picture of all my siblings with flowers and books and expensive things.
Okay.
They don't wear black.
Okay, I can zoom in. Sorry, I thought I knew for sure where this planet was, and I'm struggling to find it on the map. There's so many planets on the Star Wars galaxy map.
It's okay. Ilsa's annoying Anaka. Anaka, can I borrow a black cloak when we go?
I love that. Anaka just nods at you.
I'm gonna hate that.
You know what? Actually, this is even better. This is even better than what I was planning. Yeah. Let's have this be in orbit around Concord Dawn.
Yes. Yes, let's go freaking take it back.
Okay. So yeah, Bevan.
Jai's not actually that dumb. Jai's not about to suggest we go take back Concord Dawn yet.
Yeah. But yeah. Yet. Bevan shows on the display this Venator class, obviously refurbished Venator class that is currently in patrol around Concord Dawn, and says this is how we crawl first. And he explains that this ship has been under repair and it's basically being refurbished. They got some intel that it's not finished yet. So a lot of the stuff doesn't work, like turbo lasers and things like that, potentially. So you should be able to, in theory, board it and try and take it with relatively minimal resistance, and relative being to the fact that ordinarily it would hold 2,000 troops. So, you know, there will be less than 2,000 troops on there. Probably a skeleton crew.
There will certainly be a skeleton crew when we're done.
But yeah, it's currently like painted jet black. It doesn't have like the any emblems or numbers or anything painted on it yet, though. It's just like the base coat, essentially.
So, Concord Dawn's currently held by the bad guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is actually Jai asking, just like,
Oh,
because
okay.
that whole system is like lousy with imps.
Bevan just nods. Yep. You would be stealing it out from under their noses, essentially.
Well, and he turns and looks over at like the chairs where Ilsa and Anaka are discussing the cloaks situation, and just goes, "Did I tell you two that that I got us a new ID for our ship?" With the flick of a button, we become the Imperial Douce. And he just holds up his data pad and points at it.
Oh, you named it after my pet.
There is
It's spelled different, but yes, that is part of the joke.
There's like a snort laugh that comes from the corner of the room, and if you glance over there, it's Utini laughing in his helmet.
It's good, right? Imperial trash. I love it.
And yep, he just chuckles, snort laugh under the helmet, and goes, "It's a pretty good joke."
Every single time he does.
Utini, best teeny.
I just love a Jawa with a ridiculously deep voice.
I keep forgetting, and every single time it gets me right in the funny bone.
I'm
yes,
so glad, because that was literally just a gag for you, V.
I know. Every time I'm like, yeah, yes, Tiny Corpse husband, thank you.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, what's Ilsa and Anaka's reaction to the plan? Or the mission or objective, I guess is more accurate.
I feel like Anaka generally having, someone who knows, no offense to Jai, but someone who knows what they're talking about when it comes to planning, instead of just put the Ewok on top of the machine and chuck it into space. She generally feels like it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Ilsa's just kind of like shrugging and like she'll go along.
Okay. Kieran just kind of shrugs and says, "Well, it's no less crazy than any of our other plans." And with that, Bevan says, "All right, then." And he hands Jai a sort of data disk thing. Says, "All right, well, then this is your mission. I'm going to send a squad with you as well. So use them to help you get inside. They'll take orders from..." And he looks at all of you.
Yes, go on. Go on, Uncle. Mm-hmm.
Looks between Jai and Anaka, back and forth, says, "I'll let you two decide who's in charge."
Oh, she is. Oh my God, she is.
What if I wanted to be in charge?
Or she can be. I'm the
Bevan
idea guy and the blunt instrument.
Bevan looks at Ilsa and goes, "No offense, kid, but I've been on more missions with Anaka. I just know her a little better."
I see how you are.
No. He doesn't know how good your plans are gonna be. This is how we teach you schemes.
You're just like him.
Uh-oh. And Jess is like, and back over here. Okay.
Bevan looks at Ilsa and goes, kind of points to his face like, I'm just like a lot of people. You have to specify who I'm just like.
I'm going to say
Bevan
no
is-
in
Bevan's
like
a
that
clone.
voice. I'm going to say no in that like imperial voice and turn around and walk out to get a drink.
Ilsa, it's because he's a clone. It was a joke. Okay.
Bevan just blinks a couple times and looks back at Tuanaka and goes, I'll let you sort that out. Hands Anaka the disc and says, instead of to Jai,
I'm really appreciating how much space Muso being gone is giving you all right now.
hey, I think we're back.
Hey,
It's fun.
Awesome. Yep, we're back. Okay. So yeah, Bevan looks to Anaka and says, I'll let you sort that out. I'll have the Mando squad report to your ship. And you all can take off and do that at your earliest convenience. Just keep me in the loop.
okay.
Trying to just decide if Anaka was going to make a snarky comment. Probably now's not the time, so she just goes with it. She just rolls it, takes it. Although, as Bevan says, like, you know, I'm going to let you sort it out, she probably just like whispers under her breath, yeah, of course you will.
Bevan actually responds to that and says, glad we have an understanding. And goes back to what he's doing. So with that, I hope your new character, I figure, can come in with that squad.
Yeah,
So your character in here. And yeah,
that's
your
what I was
next
thinking you
mission-
meant.
Yeah, our next mission is to steal a Star Destroyer. And I think that's probably a good place to start wrapping it up. Is there anything you all want to do before we close out?
Oh, before we end up leaving the room, Naka's not going to do anything, but as she's
no.
leaving the room, she's just going to walk in Utini's direction, just kind of stop a little ways away. It's farther than it was the last. Just look down at him and then turn and walk away. It's a very exaggerated look down.
Ilsa's actually going to sneak out and go shopping.
Okay.
She's going to Anaka something frilly and girly. I think she's going to buy Jai like something obnoxiously cheerful.
Love that.
Sorry, I know you were talking. I just wanted to
No,
make
you're
sure
good.
that she got the things that completely don't fit.
I love that. So Anaka, as you start walking away from Utini, you just hear that's what I thought. Come from behind you.
Oh, Utini, I'm gonna get you, you son of a bitch. She doesn't say that, but you hear like very quiet laughter and see her shoulders kind of shake a little bit under her cloak as she walks out the door.
Cool. And again, as the Mandos can inexplicably do, especially considering, you know, we never really see a Jawa's face to begin with, you can just feel the smirk through the helmet.
Two of the most unusual friends that I never thought would occur in this campaign. Weird.
The Jawa Mando and the and the not a Sith Tigruta. Hey!
Oh, shit.
Thanks for that raid, Zombie Orpheus. Welcome in. I hope you had a good stream. We're actually just wrapping up here with our Star Wars game. So Ilsa, you're shopping and getting very fun stuff. Anaka and Jai, is there anything that you want to do to prep for this upcoming mission before we close out?
Jai's actually probably going to spend a little bit of time, like if it seems like it's like a chill moment in this meeting, to kind of just like introduce himself to some of the other Mandos in the room.
Okay.
And just kind of make some friends, that kind of deal. Make some contacts for later. So.
Yeah, they're all relatively friendly. Some of them are very kind of gruff and stoic, but you can tell it's not you. It's just how they are.
And
like I said, there's a couple of clans that you recognize, perhaps even one that's like closely tied to yours, and then probably a couple that you haven't heard of that are from planets far away from where you grew up.
Okay, yeah, I want to make some friends, make some contacts, just like, hey, look, I know we seem like a disaster, and we are, but we're effective. So if you need a crew to go in and, I don't want to say blow everything up and make a mess of things, but let me know.
Yeah, they just sort of nod like, okay. We'll keep that in mind, kind of a thing. All right. And then Naka, how about you?
I think, Anaka's going to head back to the ship, and she's going to go through, I don't know, maybe like some lightsaber forms or, some physical movements, things like that. Just do a little training, I guess.
Okay. All right. Kieran is not on the ship. She's sort of gone off on her own. However, she does leave a note sort of taped to Ilsa's door, explaining that she will be back, that she's just going out to meditate and be on her own for a little bit before we all leave together.
Ilsa appreciates that.
So yeah, I think that's a good spot to end our session there. So next week we'll start the Star Destroyer heist. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for that. All right, so before we do go on a raid, we're going to let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find them, and anything else they'd like to share or plug. Also, a quick thank you to all the cast and audience who's been sticking with the show through all of our internet issues today. It has been a time, and I'm really frustrated with my internet service provider, but we think we got most of the show out there, so thanks for sticking around. So yeah, we'll start with reverse order from how we did it before. So let's start with Matt. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
Ooh boy. I think it was, and I don't have a better way to put this. I think it was the like emergency trauma bonding that happened. That was just like, no, we're not abandoning you. Please, God, don't leave. Just kind of like that mutual, like, no, please, no. None of us are going anywhere right now. It's okay. We're going to get through this. That moment, just like there at the kitchen table, like turning that potential like panic into those character moments was my favorite part was absolutely my favorite part. You can find me next tomorrow on my channel, Fifth Draw Live. I'll be streaming Breath of the Wild at 10 in the morning Central Time. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays over there. You can catch me here just on this game right now. I will probably be popping into the upcoming Black Feather Paranormal game, paranormal investigation game when that goes. And I have a podcast called Hard Reboot, where me and two friends take a public domain property and give it a fresh coat of paint. We're going to have an episode coming out this weekend that was about the Three Musketeers, and it turned out to be a whole lot of fun. Yeah, so that's where you can find me.
Awesome. And yeah, Black Feather Paranormal Investigation should start sometime in June, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. And then Hope, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug?
Okay, so as much as it was no one else's favorite part for reasons which I apologize for, I really liked the very abrupt goodbye scene between Muso and Jai. I felt like that was coming. In that style, that's exactly what should have happened. And I really liked the solo mission. That was fun for me. I've been imagining it all week since I found out that I got to do it. But wow, when I step back and give all the rest of you some space to actually talk instead of, trying to wander around and make you talk to each other, it's so good. Oh my God. The actual talking to each other and sharing of backstories was really amazing. I feel like I know a lot more about Ilsa finally. I'm so excited about that. I can't wait to have my character come in and be a total bitch and alienate all of you, and then that's probably not what's going to happen.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
No, it won't. She'll be gruff, but like it in a way that's just sort of like, I got assigned here.
That's fair. Cool.
Yeah, so you can find me on Monday nights on the Lady Sidos channel for I wanted to say Aliit Beskar, but that's what we're playing right now. For Tales of Dream, where I play a why not wild magic sorcerer with her eye on the throne of Dream. Whether that's right or not, it doesn't matter. Here. And on Saturdays for Necrobiotic here. And then in a couple of weeks, Tales of Drahi will end for about 4 weeks, and we're going to do some mini campaigns, and I'm totally going to be playing in that same time slot as it's an underwater campaign, and I'm going to play like an Ursula's daughter type character.
Oh, cool.
So like that squid mermaid thing. It'll be a good time.
Awesome. All right. Nikki, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you, and anything you'd like to share or plug?
My favorite part was actually out of character. Just that we all can like support each other really well. And I really like that it's not always that you find a group that you can play like that with. If that makes any sense?
Yeah.
So just being in this great cast and this great place to play that's nice and safe and fun all at the same time is wonderful. So I thank all of y'all for that. You're
Thanks
just
for
wonderful.
contributing to that.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a really great group and really great channel to play on. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad. Thank you.
We appreciate you being here.
Very much so.
You're amazing.
No, you are amazing.
And then, where can folks find you?
places. This planet sometimes.
What is today? Today's Thursday. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we'll have Welcome to Madison, our first episode of that.
Yeah, that. Yeah, a little nervous about it, but
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, I can't remember anything.
No
So
worries.
have a great week, everybody.
All right. And then V, what was your favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share, plug?
In terms of favorite part, it felt like this episode had a lot packed into it for some reason. Even though we didn't, we didn't do any big fights or anything like that. It was just pleasant. Everybody kind of, sitting around the table and being like, "Hey, Ilsa, it's okay. You don't have to, leave and disappear. It's fine. Don't worry about it." So that was pretty interesting. Anaka just getting like snarky with the both of them. It was really fun. She does have it in her sometimes. So once that comes out, it's pretty fun to see. Always the interactions with Utini. This is a tradition now. Every time I see Utini, I am going to say something or make some sort of small joke, short joke. But yeah, no, it was just all great. Yeah. As for me, you can find me, what is today? Thursday. I will be here Saturday evening for Animus Absentus for the next episode. We didn't get to do last Saturday, so this is going to be the first episode where Annie has her memories back, and it's going to be really interesting and really fun, and I can't wait. And then next week, it's going to be fun. I think fun in like a traumatic way, maybe.
Yeah.
Fun for us, maybe not for Annie. But yeah, and then I'll be here next week again on Wednesday for the next episode of Exodus, where I am GMing. And you can also find me online. I do have an art Twitter, so if you'd like to check that out, you certainly can. It's at Peppero Draws. That's Peppero like the candy. I just recently posted a little teaser photo of the character that I'm working on now. It's an original character of mine, so you can check those out. And there's lots of sketches and anime and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Real quick mention, go give Paraprofessional a follow on Twitter if you're not doing so already. He normally plays Greykiss, which is the Sith Ewok that we've been referencing this session. He's fantastic. Go check out his stuff. I highly recommend it. And then for me, my favorite part, one of my absolute favorite parts is when I drop something that's either directly or even indirectly tied to like the expanded universe or something like that. Seeing Matt's facial reactions and how excited you get or how concerned you get is so much fun. That's always one of my favorite parts. But I think my favorite part of this one was kind of being able to start connecting some of these pieces that I've been setting out over the last season. So you can kind of see what exactly you're up against and who the real big bad is. That was really fun. So there's a lot of really important information pieces that kind of got put together today. So I really enjoyed being able to do that. The scouting mission was really fun. Seeing the tactics that you're choosing there was really neat. And I wasn't quite sure if it was going to end up with you get the intel and get away, or you get in a lot of trouble. So it was fun, the sort of anticipation there and suspense.
I mean, if she got captured, who would she wind up next to in the cell?
Probably Zadu.
I know,
assuming
right?
Zadu's still alive. We don't know for sure, but
She's working on that assumption.
Yeah. And then all the stuff with everybody, really. The conversations and the planning and everybody reassuring Ilsa was really nice. So yeah, the whole thing was my favorite part, really. It was a great episode. You can find me next. Today is, I have to remind myself again, Thursday. So tomorrow at 12 p.m. Mountain Time, I'll be playing Tilda in Neon Devils 2. Very excited for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then back at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for Welcome to Madison, where I'll be playing another character from the show that Tilda came from, Dick Bellaroo, who's a private detective trying to go on a normal vacation in a normal little town where everything will be normal and nothing bad will ever happen, I'm sure. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. And then Saturday at noon Mountain Time is Necrobiotic, and 6 p.m. Mountain Time is Animus Absentus. So that's what's coming up for the next couple of days. Other things to share or plug are just our sponsors. First one being Fundamental RPG. It's a really cool D20 system, and I'm not just saying that because I wrote it. But it's a lot of fun. It's very versatile. We're running 4 games on this system this season. A high fantasy game, Standing Stones, on Tuesday. Coming up soon will be our Black Feather Paranormal Investigation, so a horror game, on Wednesday. And then we've got Welcome to Madison, which is a sort of surreal horror. And then Animus, which is sci-fi. So you can run a lot of different things on the system without having to hack it or sort of break the system to make it work for whatever story you're trying to tell. It really empowers you to tell whatever story you want. But you can pick that up on Amazon.
It's normal.
Oh, right. Slice of Life campaign. That's right. That's what we're doing. It's not horror. Nope, nothing bad. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Completely normal. But yeah, it's fun. You can pick up your copy on Amazon if you want the physical book. Just search Fundamental RPG. It'll pull right up. If you prefer digital copies, though, you can pick up a PDF version, which is on sale right now until the end of the month. At coffee.com/raven/shop. Like it says at the bottom of the screen, just add /shop to the end. You can also get free character sheets there as well. And if you go to that same website, you'll find our other sponsor, which is Intrepid, which is adventuring gear for real life. It is a product line of apparel, drinkware, mouse pads, accessories, a whole bunch of stuff like that, with a tabletop or adventure theme. I've been using my Intrepid coffee mug while we've been playing here, and drinking my tea out of that. So it's very cool stuff, good high quality products. Highly recommend checking it out. And then of course Die Hard dice, which are some of the best dice I've ever owned and used. I keep a bunch of them at my desk for when I do need to roll physical dice. This month I've been using this prismatic rainbow set that they sent me. They look really nice on the camera, but they're even better in person. Very, very cool polymer set called the Prismatic Rainbow. Highly recommend those. But you can pick up a set for yourself at dieharddice.com, or any number of other amazing sets. And if you use the code BlackFeatherMay, that's capital B, capital M, all one word, you can get 10% off your entire order. And that code is good through the end of the month as well. So very cool stuff. And then finally, if you want to catch up on this show or others that we've had on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. That's where all of our past content is located. And I think that is everything. So we're going to go on a raid. Our raid cry is, I'll blow things up, but you have to promise not to leave. And we're going to go say hi to our good friend Zan in Zanity TTRPG, who's playing some Final Fantasy X. He's also in our Tuesday game, Standing Stones. Just a fantastic person and tabletop player and GM and everything else as well. So give him a follow if you're not doing so already. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.